find out.
Oh, you got your battery charging now, huh? I did kind of borrow some of that from something I found too, though, but the kids thing was my idea.
I like it.
I'm going to start using it everywhere I go.
The way we see it in most active games is the way we are going to act at games.
That I do
Set a
stuff.
good example for us kids. Now, let's all enjoy this game together. A reminder from the OSSAA.
87%. So hopefully that pulls you through.
That's the reason why I had this dual kicker here. One goes for the headset, one ties into the power source. So I can run that power source from the wall right in there if I have to, and I'll probably do that if it drops below 20. I don't know if I should make Canute yellow or black. I gotta flip the panel anyway, because the teams are flip-flopped. This should be a decent scrap. I believe both are Class A teams.
Last year came a runaway. All right, this game for the championship. It is Sterling and Canute. And coming up to bat for Sterling will be number 1, Nate Anderson. Only 15 minutes left.
And we're only an hour and 15 minutes behind schedule. First pitch, first hit on the way, and it is a ground out. Pitcher nabs him, one down.
And there's one away. Next up to bat for Sterling, number 12, Tyler Pierce.
In for a strike, so 2 pitches and already 1 out. Outside plate makes it 1-1. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for tonight's championship game action, Bryan's Car Corner in Chickasha, Oklahoma. Game 14, final day, final action here at the 2022 AMPO Classic. Championship game features 2 teams in tournament play, both 2-0, the Sterling Tigers and the Canute Trojans. Outside ball 2, 2-1 count. Outside ball 3. I'd like to congratulate the Lindsay Leopards. They had an epic comeback for the ages. They were down 6-0 and came back to win 11-10 in 9 innings.
Runner now on first base for the Tigers. Next batter will be number 3, Matias Pucho.
They were down 7-2, tied it up 7-7 to force extra innings. Atoka jumped back on top 10-7 in the top of the 8th. And you guessed it, Lindsay tied it up in the bottom of the 8th, 10-10. And then held Atoka scoreless in the top of the 9th. 5 errors later, and the base is loaded. It is a walk-off walk for the Lindsay Leopards. And I can say without contradiction, the loudest crowd of the tournament thus far, the games we've covered, has been the Lindsay Leopard crowd. Sterling barely hits it right to the pitcher. Oh, horrible throw. I'm trying to figure out what the original call is. Is that it's a dead ball maybe since it hit the pitcher on the mound. So I think he's going to hold this one at a strike for the contact on the ball, but it's going to be dead. So runner has to return back to first base. And more importantly, young man right here at the plate living. So I think both of them got a little bit of that ball action. Hitter maybe ricocheted it and hit the pitcher too. Wicked curveball, 1-2 on the count. I apologize sincerely for anybody watching the previous game. Unfortunately, our camera system and backup battery boost did not fully charge through the night. Somehow the cable was not firmly connected. As a result, we lost power in the 5th inning of a game that ended up doubling up that 5. So we would have lost connectivity no matter what. Strikeout.
And there's now 2 away.
But nonetheless, we did post some highlights from 7th, 8th, 9th inning action.
Coming up to bat now, number 9, Clinton Moore.
Wicked rip all the way to left field. That one is going to move him to first and second. So 2-1 now for Sterling.
Runners now at first and second for the Sterling Tigers. And next up will be number 5, Raiden Register.
Ball in play, pops up to the first baseman, snags it. Tigers will strand 2 through the top part of the first inning.
And we'll head now to the bottom of the first inning. No run score for Sterling. Canute preparing to come up to bat. All right, Canute coming up to bat now. And first up will be number 5, Colt Randall.
Tigers strand 2 in the top of the first. We'll see how the Trojans respond here. And it is a leadoff single for Canute.
Runner now on first base for the Trojans. And next batter will be number 4, Cason Legrand.
Ball is in low, 1-0 count. One hops at 2-0 count. So Starling unable to get the first runner on as he is thrown out. Canute pulls off that feat, getting the first runner on by single. So both teams get a runner on here in the first inning, top and bottom. Nice hack there, 2-1 count. In the dirt, 3-1. Checks him in at first again, safe. In the corner, pretty pitch, full count, 3-2. Back in at first, officially safe. Wicked rip to right field. That one is going to hook foul, and it would have been a major problem ball. Could have been easily a potential triple and a run scoring on that little bomb. So full count remains now. 3-2 is the pitch count. Toka and Hydro Eakley have both hit home runs. Trying to think if any other team has that we've covered while I've been here. But this young man here from Canute came about as close as I've seen today, other than that blast over center field ball.
Runners are now at first and second for Canute.
So no outs and 2 on for the Trojans.
Batting next, number 27, Kyron Winnery.
Breaking ball cuts inside, still on the outside corner of the plate, 1-0 count. Straight down the pike, 1-1. Falls short of the center fielder, rounds third, in safe at third, scores 1, makes it a double on the stolen base. 1-0 Canute.
And a run will cross the plate, putting Canute on the scoreboard. It is now 1-0. Runners at second and third. And next at bat is number 00, Dalton Williams.
Most impressive part of Canute's season thus far, undefeated 8-0, and they have maximized base runners here perfectly thus far. No outs, in scoring position again at second and third. Money pitch is in, just a little low and outside. 1-1 is the count. So again, low, 2-1. High ball hit to shallow center field. Center fielder will shift over, moves in, catches it, snags it. So sack fly, and he's in safe. 2-0 lead for Canute after the sack RBI.
And another run will score. 2-0 now. Runner on second, and coming up to bat next, number 15, Colby Maddox.
All right, so Canute cuts the bases in half. Sack RBI does its job, and that is a 2-0 lead for the Trojans here in the bottom of the first. Out ahead of it, inside, strike one. Back-to-back strikes, nice looking pitches there. So we now have 2 outs. Sterling looking to get out of this first inning without any more runs scoring while it's a manageable 2-0 deficit. Canute trying to get that second runner on second base across home plate, and it has been a very productive at-bat for Canute thus far. We've seen an inordinate amount of errors off of catchers throwing to second and first this game. Player pretty much bodies up and blocks that ball from being able to roll into center field. Cuts it far, far to the right over in the parking lot, ricocheting off the concrete and rolling right over by somebody's bicycle. You have to ask yourself, who are the 2 people that parked the bikes together? Inside, just about dinged him, so 2-2 on the count. Rips it to the wall almost. Center fielder comes under it, spins, goes all the way around. Another RBI double.
And another run will score for the Trojans. It's now 3-0. Runner on second base. And batting next for the Trojans, number 12, Drew Steffes.
Ball is well hit over the left fielder's head. It'll be another RBI double for the Canute Trojans, 4-0 on the lead.
And another run scores on the double. Runner still on second base now. So it is now 4-0. And next up will be number 6, Bryan.
So thus far, Trojans have had 3 earned runs off of RBI doubles and then a sac fly. It is a 4-0 deficit for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first after stranding 2 in the top portion of the inning. Canute enters the tournament as the only remaining undefeated team in the field that featured Class A, 3A schools, and 2A here at the 2022 AMPO Classic. You couldn't draft it and execute it any better for Canute, and more importantly for Sterling as the coach meets at the mound. You need to mitigate your damage here and get off the mound here with this pitch, or fairly quickly. So back-to-back games, somebody scores 4 in the first inning. Rips it down the field, perfectly placed. It'll roll all the way out to left field and foul territory. So another double, and he stands it up in style. Runners on second and third.
And the double will place runners now at second and third base for Canute. There's 2 out. And the next batter is number 10, Owen Elliott. 1 out. Okay.
So it's back to 1 out, not 2.
What?
I went with 2 on the scoreboard, so in high, 1-0 count. We'll see if they correct that. I know we had a sac fly, I know that.
What is Sean want?
In for strike 1-1.
I don't know what he wanted. Answer your phone, dog. What did you want? Why? Well, if I'm a cold driver, then it's Sean a rapist. Yeah. Sean is rapist.
Check swing goes over to the right fielder, runs out of real estate, so it stays foul. I apologize for the pull here. We're barely catching portions of the young man on third base for the Trojans. But I'm trying to at least get him in camera view. In between the outstretched hand of the shortstop, so that is going to be an RBI single.
And another run is going to come in for Canute. It is 5-0. Still one out.
I believe the old song, "We Will Win," maybe a little bit premature here, but Sterling has got to either make a pitching change or they have got to find some way to pop a ball up instead of putting everything in play. Short of the outfield flyout, Canute has put everything on the ground. They've dropped it.
Batting is number 13, Parker Jacks.
So they are getting exceptional torque and speed at the plate and lifting the ball and pretty much positioning it all in center field, left field, in between second and first, in between shortstop and third. There's even one ripped right up the middle between the second baseman and the shortstop. Checks him in at first. So Trojans on the corners, Tigers looking to get out of this just disastrous first inning. I rarely float the phrase run rule as early as the first, but I believe we can have a 3-inning championship game if there's a 12-run deficit. So he fouls it off. 1-2 is the pitch count. Back in at first, runners starting to jump a little bit of a lead down the third base line, so I believe the pitcher better change strategies and keep an eye on that young man. Runner goes, strike, throws it, and he's going to get him. Oh! I do not agree with that call. He was out, but they're calling it safe. So everything is going the way of the Trojans thus far.
All right, 2 away now.
Inside and high, ball 1. Inside again, ball 2. I'm telling you what, you can say what you want to say about Class A baseball teams, but in the state of Oklahoma, you can put these Class A teams that play fall ball, you can put them up in Class 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, and they will win. This Canute team is looking every bit like the Class A #1 ranked 8-0 team in the state of Oklahoma. So any letdown, drop down, or fallback people had anticipated after Kellen Henderson and company won the state title for Canute, and then Fort Cobb-Roxton getting it after being defeated. Check swing is going to save him there, otherwise that could have been potential dead ball hitting the batter there. So ump will call contact with the bat, so it is not a advanced runner. 2-2 count remains. And snags him, so for 2, Canute 5, Sterling 0.
All right, that will end the inning. 5 runs. Score for Canute in the first inning. And we are headed to the top of the second. It is 5-0.
Mom, Dad, I sure am hungry and concession stand, and you can get you something while I'm there. Please and thank you. Hey, you folks who are eavesdropping, yes, I know what that big word means. Get your money out of your pocket, and let's go to the concession stand and get something to eat or drink together. Come on, genius. Quit sitting there and let's go.
By the way, just to let you know, they are out of pulled pork. Sold out. Means we've done our job on that pulled pork. But they've still got other items that you can check into at the concession stand. So be sure and head over there. Like the little girl said, come on, genius, get up and get going. Never gonna tell anybody that. I don't want them to know either.
All right, top of the second underway. Trojan pitch down the pike, and it'll be outside ball one.
Currently batting is number 8, Jaden Hewitt. And there's one out. Next up to the plate will be number 18, Caden Wilson. That is Coach Wilson's nephew.
Gives him the inside corner, 0-1 on the pitch count. Hit solidly to the second baseman, whips it over to the first, and it'll be a 4-3 ground out, 2 down.
And there's 2 away. Coming up to bat now for Sterling, number 7, Bo Davis.
As the old saying goes, things are not looking good right now for Sterling. They are going to have to get out of this morose and kind of funk they're in, because they are finding themselves facing a buzzsaw here tonight with the Canute Trojans. They're in a 5-hole deficit. Thus far, I think he's thrown 5 pitches this inning. And we'll give him a 2-0 count now, but up until that point, he had 2 outs on 3 pitches. You couple that with suggested hitting in perfect positions, and tough day at the office. 5-3 on the ground out.
And the inning will go 1, 2, 3. And we're heading to the bottom of the second. It is 5-0. Canute is in the lead. A long time. That's known as the 60-second version, so. All right, Canute coming up to bat. And it is the bottom of the second inning, batting number 4, Cason Legrand.
Out of the mouth of babes is the old saying. right, so we got a 1-1 pitch count here in the bottom of the second. I think he's going to be able to run under this one, and he won't. So it is yet another double for the Canute Trojans.
Runner now on second base for Canute. And stepping up next to the plate, number 27, Kyron Quinnery.
So in the dirt, ball 2. Fouls it off. I don't know whether to laugh or be disturbed by a young man outside our door asking people in the stands, do they have any small ammo? The first thing that comes to my mind is obviously the word ammo and then small. Breaking ball in high, 3-1 on the count. Oh, pain in the corner. 3-2 now, full count. And he does walk him, runner on first and second.
Runners now covering the first 2 bases. And batting next will be number 00, Dalton Williams.
Hits him, bases loaded, things just going downhill quickly for Sterling pitcher here. First hitting.
And the bases are loaded for Canute. And next at bat, number 15, Colby Maddox.
Just in the process of saying that in the first inning, every ball was hit by Canute. Now every ball is hitting Canute. Wicked rip goes backwards. 0-1 on the count. Back-to-back hacks, both go into the dugout or over the wall. Each base runner looks pretty calm, relaxed, and just knowing that they don't have to really risk much here. And a strikeout.
And there's one out. The next batter for the Canute Trojans, number 12, Drew Steffes.
Fouls it back. Back-to-back 0-2 appearances at the plate, so a positive for the pitcher, fighting his way out of a 5-run inning first and then second with the bases loaded. In low, ball 1. And he gets him. Strikeout number 2.
And there's 2 away. Next at bat for Canute, number 6, Bryan.
During this break, skip the song. Between the innings, skip your song.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a cutter and breaking ball deluxe. 1-0 count. Fouls it off, 1-1. One, two. Sounds like a thunderstorm every time that young boy goes to run for a foul ball. And he gets him strikeout through 2. Your score, Canute 5, Sterling 0.
And that will wrap up the inning. After 2 complete innings of play, it is 5-0, and Canute is in the lead.
You just flick the mic with a little button. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give an OK Prep shout out and big thank you to your public announcer, Mr. Lance Parrott. He has covered all 14 games of the 2022 AMPO Baseball Classic.
I wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that. Thank you, Greg.
I don't even know if they heard it.
Oh, you were wanting him to clap, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Clap,
We'll
clap,
take
clap,
care
clap,
of that.
clap.
I learned last year, when you don't get a response that you want, you create your own applause. All right. It's been a pleasure doing this year's tournament again. This is game number 1,820 in the last 7.5 years.
That is definitely worthy of an OK Prep shout out. We'll at least get it on our feed so that hopefully somebody out there will make a nice comment for Lance. Kind gentleman, very good at what he does. And I cannot cannot stress this enough to you. You have no idea how physically exhausting, mentally taxing, and just otherwise emotionally disturbing it is trying to call games and be on point and guard what you say every time you say it.
All right, we are headed to the top of the third inning now, starting the top of the third. And coming up to bat for the Sterling Tigers is number 10, Max Puccio.
They may not have even heard.
He didn't slide her back.
Because I didn't see a single person even move or flinch.
They may not have. That's okay.
Now, sometimes it's the thought that counts. So
Yes, it is.
Nice single for Sterling. They've got a runner on back again for the top of the third.
All right, runner now on first base for the Tigers. It's the top of the batting order, and batting for Sterling will be number 1, Nate Anderson.
So a rare 1-0 pitch. Thus far, this Trojan has been able to get ahead and stay ahead of most of these Tiger batters here. Ooh.
Baby dance.
I don't know which particular person, the pitcher or the batter, contorted their body on that particular exchange in a more defined manner, but that was a very peculiar exchange there. All right, hit right to the shortstop, so it'll be a 6-3 fielder's choice ground out.
And there's one away. Runner on first base for the Tigers. Next at the plate, number 12, Tyler Pierce.
Checks him in to get it first and safe. Nice cut, just foul. Check swing again, does the same thing, just keeps it down on the barrel instead of up. I would not recommend that he do that again, because if you're trying to advance the runner to second, you're positioning the third baseman to be able to easily pivot and throw to second. I would be trying to hit this ball toward first base or more toward the shortstop. So we'll have a 1-2 pitch count. Wondering if the pitcher has tweaked something, the way he is holding his arm up, his shoulder, possibly elbow. He is holding it right underneath his armpit, and it's not noticeable until he turns a specific way. About 5 pitches prior, he had a very weird kind of spin, kind of revolution off of the mound, and that may have been when he kind of tweaked that.
Catcher's kind of holding something new.
Mm-hmm. So an informal timeout there. We'll resume the count 1-2. right to the shortstop. Oh, and it's an error. And a double error at bat. Sterling is going to get a triple and a run will score. And they needed that in the worst way possible. 5-1.
And a run will score for the Tigers. And we've got a 5-1 ball game.
Sorry for knocking the camera all about there during that brief update. Trying to get the score set, and in turn I hit the tripod with my phone.
Currently at the plate, number 3, Matias Pucho.
Breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1 on the count. So in a very rare instance, we have a 4 and 9 fielding error on the same exact play.
It was the earthquake.
Congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners, the #1 rated women's softball team. In my estimation, I've watched it for many years. This is arguably and easily the greatest team I have ever seen. Oklahoma improves to 28-0 on the season, 30-game win streak. And in between that plays a RBI single for the Sterling Tigers.
And another run batted in. On the single for Sterling. It's now 5-2. We got ourselves a ball game, folks.
All right, Coach Gillett will head to the mound. We may have the pitching change here. Otherwise, it's going to be some strongly worded tips and suggestions, as the generation now likes to word them. The 10 Commandments have now become the 10 suggestions or trending thoughts. So getting back to Oklahoma, the #1 rated Sooners, 28-0, 30-game win streak. They defeat Baylor today 8-0 on a walk-off home run by Grace Lyons. It is their 13th consecutive run rule. They have now won 24 out of 28 games by run rule this year. And they are outscoring opponents 276-24. Nicole May gets her 9th victory of the season. So if you haven't been able to get hooked on fast pitch, you need to check out Oklahoma, because it's not often that the Sooners are putting everybody on notice that there is a new dynasty in town, and it is not a West Coast team.
Coming up to bat for Sterling is number 9, Clinton Moore.
Jinxed you.
Rain freeze.
Outside 1-0. I think in large part here there is something going on in this young man's forearm, because he has not been nearly as lethal and efficient as he was early part of the inning. And there's another shot in, so back-to-back singles for the Sterling Tigers. That will be without error.
Runners now on first and second following the single. There's one out. Out of the third. And coming to bat, number 5, Raiden Register.
Ball was deeply hit into the dirt portion of the infield. Took a little nasty hop on the shortstop. He did probably well just to get the ball down and keep it in play without it going over his head. Unfortunately, can't grab it and get it over to second base in time for the throw out. Ooh, gives him the inside corner. All right, so we observed earlier between Atoka and Lindsay, a game within a game. We're now seeing that again here in the top of the third. Canute jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Sterling holds them scoreless in the second, and then now here in the third, They have put 2 runs on the board and have runners on first and second. 1-1 is the pitch count. Showing outside, he goes inside. Not sure exactly what that meant. If he was hoping to do a pickoff maybe at second. In the dirt, 3-1. Foul ball, full count, 3-2. Loaded, huge momentum swing.
And bases now loaded for the Tigers.
Go back to that informal timeout between the catcher and the pitcher when catcher seemed tweaked by something. Pitcher was holding his arm, kind of taking the glove off, walking around the infield. Ever since then, he has not been his dominant self. He was up 0-1, 1-2 on virtually every batter. Down the pipe.
Currently at the plate, number 8, Jaden Hewitt.
Nice shot to... Oh, and he's going to be safe. So the third baseman throws the catcher off the plate. 5-3. Bases remain loaded.
And another run will score for the Sterling Tigers. We've got a 5-3 game now.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Runners in second and third. And coming up to bat, number 18, Caden Wilson.
It was a hard hit ball, but just probably should have taken one more step or rolled toward the throw on the release from the glove. So that will officially be a 5 TE or throwing error at the third base spot. Inside ball 2. Well, Sterling could have been rattled in the first inning. They held serve in the second, holding Canute scoreless, and now have put 3 runs up on the Trojans here in the top of the third. 3-0 pitch count. 3 runners on, 3 balls, no strikes, and only 1 out for Sterling. And that, of course, is a strike. Money pitch right down the pipe. This crowd's going to go nuts if this is a walk. And he gets another run. Bases remain loaded, 5-4.
And the score will cross the plate. It's now 5-4.
We had a timeout here called by the Canute Trojan head coach. He brought a ball out from the dugout. I'm not sure how often I have covered games back-to-back that have had this many momentum swings. Atoka up huge on Lindsay, squanders the lead, gets back up again by 3 runs, squanders the lead, and then now we're watching this with a Canute team that really looked like they had the pedal to the metal and they were about to blow this team off the field. Up 5-0 in the bottom of the first inning, and then now it is a 5-4 game, and Sterling has come roaring back. Outside corner, 0-1.
Currently batting number 7, Bo Davis. Chop fouls. First baseman minorly obstructed there, so it's a good thing that he didn't drop that, because that would have been a contested ball. 2 down. There's 2 away now. And coming up next for Sterling, number 10, Max Puccio. Got this going.
All right, Tigers have gone all the way through the lineup. And again, an 0-1 count. 55 pitches in the game so far. Keep in mind, 35 of them in this inning alone. Hit sharply to the shortstop, grounds it, throws a crossbody to first base, gets him. It is a 6-3 ground out to end the rally through the top portion of the third. Canute 5, Sterling 4.
And that will bring us down to the bottom of the third. 4-run score for Sterling in the top of the third inning. So as we head to the bottom of the inning, your score is 5-4. Canute in the lead and preparing to bat.
Those of you watching the stream tonight, if you would please go to our homepage and subscribe to our Prep Nation TV channel. It prioritizes this feed whenever you're in the YouTube app. More importantly, it helps us build subscribers and monetize our account, offering sponsors commercial clips and other features we can add to daily programming. This will wrap up our coverage for the week. It has been a slow month. I have only covered 28 games so far during the month of March. I am a slacker. I may have to pick up a game on Monday and Tuesday for no other reason than to be able to have a fighting chance to do 31 or 30 out of 31. A tale of two tales thus far in the game. You can pretty much zero in on bottom first, 5 runs for Canute, top third, 4 runs for Sterling. That's your game in a nutshell.
You've got me beat. I've done 20. 14 here. Thank you, sir.
Ask him if anybody heard that. Oh, he's already gone.
Coach.
Outside corner, not given, 1-0 on the count. So the coach sticks with this young man after giving up 60 pitches through 2 innings. That is a huge pitch count for a high school pitcher.
The batter is number 10, Owen Elliott.
I believe we have a 2-0 count now. Yeah, down the pike, beautiful pitch there, 2-1. So I believe we're about 3 pitches behind on the scoreboard and they're back up. There we go. Nice pitch again. You rarely see batters anymore swinging at those kneecap pitches, but there's still a lot of old school umpires that are still calling those strikes at the knees. Obviously, they're hard to hit, is part of the reason why. Easier for a lefty, though.
Double earthquake.
Money pitch is wild, so Canute with a runner on.
Runner now at first base for the Trojans. And we have batting next, number 13, Parker Jacks.
That was a pretty nice looking pitch, but it'll be called ball. Momentary timeout here, so pitcher and catcher will confer at the mound. Likewise, batter will go to third base to see Coach Gillette. We have a 5-4 game, in large part 3 RBI doubles, a sac fly, and a single RBI for Canute in the bottom of the first. Sterling gets an unearned run on a double error an RBI single, an RBI double, and then one turns into a triple. And it has been a shocking turn of events here. Trojans looking to gain the momentum back. Wicked shot to the third baseman, stops it, regains it, throws, gets him. You got to give him credit on that. That ball had some juice on it.
And there's one away.
So runner does advance to second, though.
Third baseman's doing something.
Yeah, we've got the old pogo stick hop going on over there on third base line. He took that, it looks to be right below the kneecap, because he is taking his shoe off immediately and keeps kind of popping his ankle and his shin in a motion that makes it look like it hit him right up above the shoe. People forget just how bad baseballs hurt when they're hit that fast. Good job for that young man.
Top of the batting order, batting for Canute will be number 5, Colt Randall. He's one away.
I forget the name of the young man that just hit that ball, but he hit it solid too.
Parker Jacks.
Yeah, Mr. Jacks. We'll be sending him a Christmas card, no doubt. All right, so he drops the ball, allows the Trojans to steal third. Throw is in on the money, but he is too late. Trojan safe. So the ball one hops its way to the plate. Trojans again have a runner in scoring position after being held scoreless in the bottom of the second. Outside corner 1-1. Pitch was in just a little high, but it was definitely across the plate when it cut. Check swing goes to right field. He's going to run it down, but he's going to run out of real estate. So the ball goes out of the right field wall line over there in the corner where they have the visitors' warm-up bullpen. In high. You see a lot of catchers try to catch those squatted. He had the presence of mind just to stand up, and it took every bit of his height to catch that ball. And he walks him. Runners on the corner.
Runners are now at first and third base for Canute. And batting next is number 4, Cason Legrand.
Oh, just about hit him. So runner's going to steal second by pretty much default. So command control continues to kind of plague the Sterling Tiger starter here, up to 77 pitches. And boy, it just got dark quick here in the ballpark. Fouls it off. I can now see my face in the mirror. They hit it. Ooh, sorry. I did it too far.
Is that on out there?
Yeah. Ball in high, 2-1. Another informal meeting at the mound, this time shortstop, pitcher, and catcher. When we resume the count, it'll be 2-1, 1 out, and then runners on second and third for Canute. Some opportunistic base running, and then a couple of throws in the dirt going a little wide that allowed him to jump a couple of bases. So anything outside of infield pop-up will probably score 1 here unless it's perfectly jumped by the outfielder. Right to the center fielder. And there's a fly out, 2 down.
And there's 2 down. Next up to the plate, number 27, Kyron Winnery.
In high. Ball 1. And he pops it up. That one is going to hook over toward the right fielder, who catches it, drops it, and it'll be a run score.
And a run crosses the plate. Six to 4. Next up for Canute, number 00, Dalton Williams.
So I guess 2 runs scored, 7-4. Ends up being a costly error. In high, 2-0 count. So just how costly that error will be proven, we will see, but the runner had enough time to run from second home before the right fielder caught it and dropped it. So opportunistic base running again for Canute. And as we said earlier during the Atoka-Lindsay game, errors adding up for Sterling. They have a doable catch. He just slid and didn't keep his other hand around the mitt. Ball bounces in the glove and right out onto the grass, and it is a 7-4 lead now for Canute. Checks him in at first again. 2-1 count remains. Foul ball down the left field line. All right, so now we're 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball gets him to swing slow and behind. It'll be a pop-up to the catcher, easy out. And that'll do it through 3 innings. Your score, Canute 7, Sterling 4.
After 3 innings of play, it is 7-4 with Canute in the lead. Sterling preparing to come up to bat. And we want to say again, congratulations to winners today. Lexington defeated Ripley by a score of 6-3. In the consolation, it was Hydro Eakley taking home the hardware. 5-3 was the score. And then in our third place game, a 9-inning marathon. Final score was Lindsay 11, Anatoka 10.
Don't you think it's time for something to drink?
Sometimes you have the same thought process, and I was just switching over to my phone to give the score updates. But those of you that are watching on Prep Nation TV can no doubt hear that feed. So those are the results for day 3 games. Obviously, this is the final game of the day. It is your championship game for the 2022 AMPO Classic here at Amber, Oklahoma, and Amber Pocasset High School. You know you're an Okie when you know where Amber and Pocasset is on a map, or you know how to get there. I've covered a lot of games for double-name schools: Mulhall, Orlando, Sharon Mutual, Mountain View, Godivo, Elmore, Purnell City, Thomas Fay Custer. There's some of the people in the OSSAA that like to name 4 or 5 names for one name. And Thomas would suffice if they have eaten up that many schools. Obviously, Bray Doyle comes to mind. Ratliff City, Boise City.
Wife's a great graduate.
I have covered a whole bunch of schools. I think we have a tournament coming up that will allow me to get that ever elusive 450th school.
All right, here we go. Top of the 4th inning. Batting for Sterling, number 1, Nate Anderson. Close.
So he gets him 1 down.
And there is 1 away. Next up for Sterling, number 12, Tyler Pierce.
Outside, ball 1. Hits it to the second baseman. 4-3 ground out and 2 down.
It's 2 away now. Next up to bat, number 3, Matias Pucho.
Foul ball down the right field line. 0-1 count. Sharply hit to the shortstop. Collects the ball, throws, and nabs him. 6-3 on the ground down.
And that will end the top of the 4th inning. Headed to the bottom of the 4th. It is 7-4. With Canute in the lead and preparing to step up to the plate to bat.
Trojans will be up to bat, looking to extend their 3-point lead. They scored 5 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the third, bottom of the 4th about to begin. Number 1 rated Trojans enter the tournament as the only undefeated team in this particular pool of play for 9 schools spanning Class A, 2A, and 3A. 7th place winner today was Lexington Bulldogs. 5th place consolation winner, the Hydro Eakley Bobcats. 3rd place consolation winner, the Lindsay Leopards. And we are 3.5 innings out, knocking on wood. from having the first place winner crown for the 2022 AMPO Baseball Classic. Look how much better the picture is.
Oh, yeah.
I love doing night
And
games.
they say it can monitor center fielder too. So that's why they put this in here. I kind of like this anyway.
Coming to bat for Canute, number 15, Colby Maddox.
All right, bottom of the fourth underway. Pitch is on its way. And it is a wickedly timed, perfectly placed double in the making for the Canute Trojans. He will be in safe, getting some dirt on that uniform.
Runner now on second base for the Trojans. Drew Steffes, number 12, will bat next.
In low ball 1-0 count. Ooh, got the corner, 1-1.
Better work the corners.
Check swing. He does go. 1-2 now. And the money pitch on its way. Right to the left fielder for the flyout. 2 down. I'm sorry, 1 down.
And there is one away. Coming up to bat now for Canute, number 6, Bryan.
Trojans have led by as many as 5 and as little as 1. It is presently 7-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on second for Canute. 1 down. Outside breaking ball, 1-0. Across the body swing, it flies right to the right fielder. Another error. And this time he'll be in for a slide-in double, and a run will score for Canute, 8-4.
And a run scores for the Trojans. It is now 8-4. Runner on second. And we have up next, number 10, Owen Elliott.
Sterling once again losing control of the momentum of this game. Canute recapturing it after almost losing a 5-0 lead. Sterling got it to as close as 5-4. Bunt is a perfectly positioned ball where there's nothing you can do other than watch him run down the field. That kid's got some jets. So that is officially a bunt single.
Runners are now at first and third for the Trojans.
It's 13.
Oh, nice pitch. That may be the best strike he's thrown this game.
Batting is number 13, Parker Jacks.
in the dirt. 1-1. Starting pitcher for the Tigers now up to 97 pitches on the game. Checks him back in, safe at first for the Trojans. And he goes in, safe, stolen base. Runners on second and third now for Canute. Only plus side for Sterling as they do get the strike, so they have the favorable 1-2 pitch count. Runners second and third for the Trojans. And he gets him.
2 away now. Runners still at second and third.
Right, so Tigers.
And it's the top of the batting order. Batting number 5, Colt Randall.
Tigers now back in defense mode here. Clearly looking to get out of a bind and jam. Force Canute to strand 2. Pops it up. It's going to stay in the park, and it goes foul right over the line at the very last second. Got to give number 1 credit. He's had 2 errors in this inning, and he was going after it as fast as he could. Just simply ran out of time to get underneath that ball as it hooks foul. That is officially pitch number 100. Oh boy, that looked good. So 1-1. Alright, he drops it, and another miscue will kill him. Oh, that was close. Score it. Runner advances second to third. Third home 8-4 becomes 9-4.
And another run comes in for Canute. It's now 9-4.
That was as physically close as 2 potential players converging coming together could be. That was razor thin. It's a lot like the throw out at second base when I did think it was an out. That one there I'm going to go back and look at later, but that may have been a tag out. The umpires generally give possession of the ball to the player as long as he doesn't drop it within a second or 2 after catching it. But on that particular case, it sure looked to me that the positioning of the body that the catcher tagged him while he was sliding through home, not after home. But very close. Full count. Walking back on the corners.
Runners now on the odd bases for the Trojans, and batting next is number 4, Cason Legrand.
All right, I think we have got a young man here that is done for the day. He will max out at 105 pitches as he hands the ball off. We will have a pitching change here momentarily.
Again, batting for Canute, number 4, Cason Legrand. And another run will come in for Canute. So it's now 10-4. The sprinter.
Yeah, it's dropping quick.
All right, runners now on the corners for Canute. And next to the plate, number 27, Kyron Winnery.
All right, runner steals second uncontested. .95 into this particular game. Sharply hit to the second baseman. And it is a 4-3 ground down, so 3-4 your score. Canute 10 starting 4.
We are through with 4 complete innings. Headed to the top of the 5th. It is 10-4. With Canute in the lead. Sterling preparing to come up to bat.
So your run roll scenarios here for the final game, game 14 of the 2022 Ampo Classic, has to be 12 runs after 3, that's out. And then 10 runs after 4, that's out. However, 8 runs after 5, we are now in position for that, so Sterling needs to keep that number in mind. Keep in mind, Canute gets to bat in the bottom, so any stop here for Canute, and then a +2 in the bottom fifth will result in a final score. We've already had a 9-inning game. I don't think we need a 10 or an 11. But Sterling will look to rebound here after giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the third, and 3 in the bottom of the fourth.
Batting for Sterling, number 9, Clinton Moore.
Pops it up 0-1 count. 62 pitches thus far for the starter for the Canute Trojans. Inside, ball 1. So back-to-back balls takes us to a 2-1 count. Just to the shortstop. I'm sorry, second baseman. 4-3 on the ground out, 1 down.
And there's 1 away. Stepping up next for Sterling is number 5, Raiden Register.
Go, Rain, smack it.
Ooh, that was called the ball. 1-0. Looked to be a pretty good pitch. Hit to the third baseman. He grabs it, slings it, and way off the mark. Another fielding error. 5 TE on the third baseman.
Runner now on first base for the Tigers. And next up to bat will be number 8, Jaden Hewitt.
Not much to complain about since the third inning for Canute there, but that's a hopper that he wished he had back. Had plenty of time to beat the run, set his feet, just simply threw off the mark. Outside. Two one. Single for the Sterling Tigers. Runners on first and second.
Ball is hit into right field and produces a single, putting runners now at first and second for the Sterling Tigers. And the next batter will be number 18, Caden Wilson. One out.
All right, opening pitch, 0-1.
Animation. Animation.
Oh, 2. Not necessarily saying that the previous game was the best played game of the tournament, but I have to say the Lindsay Atoka game was the best overall, most competitive game of the tournament. And another single loads them up.
And the bases are loaded. Or as someone that I know likes to say, the bases are the way I like my baked potato. Loaded.
All right, this is round 2 of the pendulum swinging the other way. As I said earlier, Sterling does not want this game to head to a bottom 5th, down 6 with Canute able to score 2 on them. They need to get some runs right now. Inside ball 1. First grimace and grunt that I've heard of the game from the Canute pitcher. Now up to 76 pitches on the night. In high ball 2, 2-0 count. Game has now gone at just over an hour and 40 minutes. Chopper to the first baseman. He's going to throw home. We're going to have a tag out and a double play. Now, I'm not sure that that's 100% approved by this candidate, but that is falling for it would be a 3-2-1 double play.
And we're heading now to the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs score. It is 10-4 with Canute in the lead, preparing to come up to bat.
I had to stop, I think.
And folks, if you want to make your way to the concession stand real quick, you might want to check and see what items they have. We're not going to push anything in particular right now because I know they were sold out of pulled pork in our previous game. And so if you want something to drink, I'm sure they've got plenty of candy over there left. So head to the concession stand right now, get yourself refreshed as we head into the bottom of this 5th inning.
If you look at 2 focal points of this game, one is the ability for Canute to rebound from losing a 5-0 lead and be clinging to a 5-4 lead to build it back up 10-4, in effect doubling the 5-0 lead. Huge in the game. Second part, that double play right there. Sterling was knocking on the door, it was beginning to burst, it was beginning to bulge, and they weren't able to bridge the gap and get those multiple runs again like Canute has now done in 3 out of 4 innings. All those zeros on the scoreboard just leap off. Top first 0, top second 0, top third 0, top fourth 0. All right, so here's the long and short part. Canute scores 2. They're your winner and your 2022 AMPO Classic champion. Sterling needs to get 3 up, 3 down, and head again to the top of the 6th.
Batting for Canute, number 00, Dalton Williams.
In for a strike, 0-1 count. Back to back, 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Fouls it off. Chopper to the third baseman, drops it, bobbles it, spins, throws, and it is off the mark again. So another fielding error by the third baseman, 5 FE. Potential game-winning run now at the plate.
Coming up next, number 15, Colby Maddox.
In high, 1-0 count. In for a strike. Takes it to 2-1. In for a strike, 2-2. Outside and high, ball 3, full count. Runner goes, comes a moot point as he walks in.
Runners are now at first and second for the Trojans. And stepping up to the plate is number 12, Drew Steffes.
It pulls back on the swing, 1-0 count. So game-winning run potentially now at first base. As the pitcher here, you do not want to give up a home run, a double, a triple, and you certainly don't want to walk anybody just to give them the ability to cherry pick a run rule by a fly out or a ground out or a thrown error. So 2-1 now on the pitch count. Winner of this game, if they hold form, will be the Canute Trojans. They will finish tournament play at 3-0. Sterling will drop to 2-1, so the second place team is Sterling. However, the team finishing with the second best record in tournament play would be the Hydro Weekly Bobcats, finishing 4-1. And that loads them up.
And the base is now loaded for Canute.
So keep an eye on the young man on second base.
Next to the plate will be number 6, Brody Bryan.
Ball 1. Fly out to center field. He runs all the way past right fielder, snags it. Runners will advance, second and third home, and now Canute 1 run away from a run rule victory here.
And a run will score for the Trojans. 1 away. Next up to bat, number 10, Owen Elliott.
Any combination of a wild throw, sac fly, single, ball and a good jump on the run toward home, and this will be a final score for the Canute Trojans in a victory.
Courtesy runner, number 35, Lane Grediman.
In for a strike. Surprisingly enough, first base runner does not jump and try to steal second. I would suspect that is coming fairly quickly. And another strike, 0-2 count. Apologize for missing the encoder panel. Hit the wrong button there. There should be 1 out reflected, not 0 outs. Pops it up infield. That should go to the pitcher who calls off the third baseman. And it is 2 down.
2 away. And stepping up next, number 13, Parker Jacks.
A huge out and get by the Sterling Tigers. They need to get an out right now, keep this a 7-point game to make it to 6. Otherwise, it'll be a 12-4 final for Canute. Fouls it off, 0-1. It's been an efficient performance in relief for this young man. 8 pitches in the bottom of the 4th inning. And then now he is up to 22 here in the bottom of the 5th for a total of 30. Outside, and he does take second uncontested. Ball is wild, and that'll do it. Your final score, Canute 12, Sterling 4. Your 2022 AMPO Baseball Classic champions will be the Canute Trojans.
That's a large ball, run scores.
And that will be your ball game.
Final score, Canute 12, Sterling 4. Trojans are